it hit him in a very personal way. It was like watching the result of all those years of effort finally come alive in another person.
Engaging with crowds,
Charles admitted that the moment brought him to
growing
tears.
whispers that something
It was
deeper
not
is stirring
sadness in a
beneath the
painful
surface.
sense,
Prince
but an
William,
overwhelming
often
emotional
seen as calm and
release.
composed,
He
has
felt a
recently
deep
been
sense
described
of
by insiders
validation,
as more tense,
like his life's
even
work had not
frustrated.
only been meaningful,
At the same time,
but truly understood by the
quiet
next
reports of a possible
generation.
rift between him and King
Even
Charles
more than
have
that,
only added to
it
the
was a
intrigue.
father seeing
Then came
his
the
son
moment
grow
that truly
into
shocked
responsibility.
everyone. William didn't show
It
up.
was the quiet
For
passing of a
decades,
torch,
the British
not
monarchy
through
has stood as a
ceremony
symbol
or
of
announcement,
stability,
but through
restraint,
understanding and
quiet
shared
strength.
purpose.
It has weathered wars,
For Charles,
scandals,
the
and
emotional
societal
weight
change
came from
without ever
realizing
appearing
that
to lose its
leadership is not
composure.
just about
But
holding
nothing could have
power
prepared
or
the public
managing
for what
land.
unfolded live on
It
television.
is also about
During what
preparing
was
someone
expected
else to
be a
carry it
routine national
forward
broadcast,
with care
King
and
Charles suddenly
respect.
broke down in tears.
In William's
The moment
words,
was raw,
he saw that
unexpected,
preparation reflected
and
back
deeply
to him.
human. Viewers
That is
across
why
the
he
nation
later
were left
described
stunned.
the moment in
Almost
such emotional
instantly,
terms.
speculation began to spread.
Hearing William
Was
speak
this simply
did
an
not
emotional
simply
moment,
remind him of
or was it
succession in
something
a
far
formal
more
sense.
serious?
It
Whispers
reminded
of a
him
possible
that the
resignation
future he
began
had
to
worked
circulate.
toward was no
Questions
longer
flooded
distant.
social media and news
It was
outlets
already
alike.
taking shape in
Was
the
it
hands
pressure?
of his son.
Was it betrayal?
His charity
And in that
wars were far
realization
beyond
happening
simple
behind
donations.
donations
Found
that the
something
public
through
had
the
yet to
prince's
understand.
charities and his
At the
support
heart
for
of it
more than
all was one
800
haunting
organizations. He
What
worked
truly pushed
across
the
many
king to
areas
such
of
an
life,
unimaginable breaking
including
point?
education,
To understand that
healthcare,
moment, we
community
need to look
growth,
back,
and the arts.
far back, into
He
the
was never a
extraordinary
distant
life of King
supporter.
Charles III.
Instead,
His
he
journey
stayed
to the
involved,
throne is unlike
used
any
his
other in
voice,
history.
and pushed for
He waited
real
longer
change
than
in
any heir
causes he
before him,
cared about
spending
deeply.
an astonishing 70
One of the
years
most
and
remarkable parts of
214
his
days
life was
preparing
his
for a
early
role he was
concern for
born
the
into.
environment.
His story began on
Long
February
before
6,
climate change became a
1952,
global topic,
when his mother became
he was
queen.
already speaking
At
about
just
it
3
and
years
encouraging
old,
action.
Charles became the heir to
He
the
supported organic farming, greener living, and the protection of nature. Even when many people did not yet agree with these ideas, he remained steady, showing courage, patience, and clear vision for the future of the planet. He inspired many people around the world to think differently and take responsibility for protecting the Earth for future generations together.
While other children were
His
learning their
decades as
ABCs,
heir shaped him
he was
into a
stepping
leader
lifetime
who
defined
understands
by
both
duty and
tradition
expectation.
and
It was
change.
a burden few could
He
truly
witnessed
comprehend.
shifts in
Yet
society,
Charles did not
politics,
spend those decades
and global
idly waiting.
priorities,
He worked
and learned how to
consistently
navigate
and
them
often
while
quietly,
staying rooted in the
taking on more
values of the
responsibilities
monarchy.
as time went on.
By the time
In the
he
final
finally became
decades of his
king,
mother's reign,
he was not
he
stepping
carried out
into the
thousands of
unknown.
official engagements,
He was stepping into
representing
a
the
role
monarchy
he had
across
been
the globe.
preparing
He
for his
attended
entire
state
life.
funerals,
This kind of
supported King
forward
Charles,
thinking is seen as
took on
part of
ceremonial
protecting the
duties,
monarchy
not
from
simply
instability.
diplomacy and dedication.
Importantly,
But his impact
the transition
extended
being
far beyond
described
royal
is not
protocol.
abrupt or
Through the
forced.
Prince's trust,
Instead,
he helped
it is viewed as a
transform the lives
slow
of
and
countless
managed
young
process,
people,
where
offering them
duties are
opportunities,
gradually shared and
skills,
adjusted over
and hope.
time.
His charitable
In this
work
arrangement,
spanned
is
education,
thought to prefer
healthcare,
easing
the
responsibilities
arts,
in
and
stages
community development.
rather than making
He
a
was
quick
not simply a
exit,
figurehead.
allowing
He
experience
was
to be
actively
passed on
involved.
naturally.
Perhaps most notably,
This approach would
he
give
was
the
ahead of
chance
his
to
time
grow
in
steadily
advocating
into
for
his
environmental
future role.
protection. Long before
With each
climate
added
change
responsibility,
became a global
he
priority,
gains more
Charles was
experience,
speaking about
more visibility,
sustainability,
and a
organic
deeper
farming,
understanding
and the
of what
importance of
leadership may
protecting nature.
require.
Many
At the
dismissed his
same
ideas
time,
at first,
it ensures
but
the
over time,
monarchy remains
the world began
stable,
to catch up.
respected,
All of
and
these
consistent in the
experiences
eyes
shaped
of the
him into a
public.
king long before he
Such
ever
a
wore the
gradual
crown.
method also
And yet,
helps reduce
for all his
uncertainty.
preparation, one
When
deeply
leadership
personal
changes
moment
are
would later
carefully
bring him to
prepared,
tears.
there is
In
less confusion
2019,
and fewer
a documentary
disruptions.
aired showing Prince
The
William
public can
visiting a
adjust
tenant
slowly,
farmer on the Duchy of
and the
Cornwall
institution
estate.
itself can
It seemed
continue
like a
functioning
simple
without
scene.
interruption.
William walking through fields,
In many ways, this
thinking
careful
thoughtfully about
preparation is seen as a way of protecting
tradition,
trust in the
and the
crown.
future.
In
But
a
his
broader
words
sense,
carried
these
weight.
developments are
He
not
spoke as a
unusual for a
distant heir,
constitutional
but as someone
monarchy.
beginning to truly
Systems
understand
built
the
on
role that
tradition
awaited
often
him.
rely on
For
steady
most viewers,
transitions
King Charles
rather than
touching but
sudden
ordinary
shifts. The third
moment.
story is
The
not
aim
simply
is
about
always
waiting.
to something else
It is
entirely.
about using
Watching
time
his son
wisely,
speak with such
turning
clarity
years
and
of
seriousness
anticipation
triggered a
into
powerful
years of
emotional
purpose.
response.
His life
For
as the
over 50
longest-serving
years,
heir
Charles had
apparent is a
dedicated
powerful
himself to
reminder
managing
that
the Duchy of
preparation,
Cornwall.
patience,
It was more than
and
land.
commitment
It was his
can
life's
shape a
work.
legacy long
And now,
before the moment
he was
of
witnessing
recognition
the next
arrives.
generation preparing to take it
What
on.
made King
He later
Charles burst
admitted
into
that the moment
tears?
moved him to tears.
Where and when
Not
did
out
it
of
happen?
sadness, but from
Let's
a deep,
delve into the
overwhelming
details of the
realization.
comment that broke the
future he
king.
had spent decades
Inside
preparing
King
was no longer
Charles'
distant.
emotional
It
moment,
was already unfolding.
there are moments
It was,
in life
many
that
ways,
quietly stay with a
quiet
person
passing of the
forever.
torch. This
For
emotional
King
depth
Charles
offers a glimpse
III,
into the man
one of
behind
those
the crown,
moments
and
reportedly
perhaps
came
hints at
not
why
from a
that
grand
later public
ceremony
breakdown
or
struck
royal
such a chord.
duty, but from something far more personal, hearing his son speak about the future. The story goes back to a 2019 documentary aired on ITV. In it, a young Prince William was seen visiting a tenant farmer on the Duchy of Cornwall estate. At the time, William was already preparing for a future role he would one day step into, managing the duchy, a large and historic estate that had long been under the careful care of his father. The conversation was simple, calm, and deeply meaningful. As William walked across the open fields beside the farmer, listening to the quiet rhythm of rural life, but also to connect with people in a more personal and relatable way. His public appearances often reflect a quieter, more grounded approach compared to more distant or formal styles of leadership seen in earlier generations. This has helped many members of the public feel that he is approachable and in touch with real-life concerns. Still, despite the rising confidence, there remains an important sense of caution in how his readiness is described. The phrase, "as ready as he'll ever be," quietly reminds people that no amount of preparation can fully prepare someone for the moment of becoming king. The role itself carries enormous pressure, responsibility, and unpredictability. It is a position shaped not only by training and experience, but also by events that cannot be planned or controlled. In this way, the public view of Prince William is both hopeful and realistic. There is admiration for how far he has come and belief in his ability to lead, but also an understanding that kingship is unlike any other role. It is this mix of confidence and humility in expectation that continues to define how people see his path to the throne. Are there doubts in Prince William's abilities to rule as king? What concerns have been raised so far? Let's find out. Royal concerns over Prince William's future as king. There is a growing wave of concern among royal observers and commentators about what the future might look like when Prince William, the Prince of Wales, eventually becomes king. While many see him as a modern and thoughtful future monarch, others fear that his ideas for change could reshape the monarchy in ways that might not be fully positive in the long run. Prince William has made it clear on several occasions that he wants a monarchy that feels more relevant and fit for purpose in today's